Hey girls, how we doing? It's Coach Brian. It's Sunday afternoon, and just want to make a video here, just quick wrap up for the game, and also just to talk about a couple things we'll do at practice this week. So as far as the game goes, obviously we didn't win, and that's okay. I think the biggest thing that we need to do a better job at is figuring out how to get open. Okay, we practiced this a little bit, in terms of when we did that cut, pass, cut, and replace drill, where we just had you guys pass and then go through the paint, all right, and then like replace the other person that moved. Okay, so what we see, and this happens all the time. So I'm not just saying it's you girls. Like I see this every year when I coach. Is when your teammate comes down with the ball, then everybody's standing there with their hands out wanting the pass, right? But you're really not open, okay? And unless you go over and stand right next to your teammate, if number one has the ball, number one's coming down, and then there's a defender here, number two is like coming over here to take the ball from it. That's not being open, and that's not really a pass. What we need to be able to do is have these passes, if number one has the ball, have these passes be able to get to number two or whoever before the defense gets there, right? And we're not doing that. So just about every time we came down, we got trapped, right? Where the defender would come up and just, the dribbler would come down and stop right in front of the defender, and then that was it. She'd pick up her dribble, and now you're stuck. And that happened every time. And we never got really anywhere close down here, only a couple of times. And that's the problem. Okay, so we're going to work on some different ways of doing this. So again, as far as the game goes, I think we, again, spent too much time dribbling. I still saw dribbling down into the corners, not as much as we did during practice, so that's a good thing. But I did still see people taking the ball and, dribbling away from the basket down into these trap areas. You cannot do that, okay? It's almost a guarantee you're going to lose the ball. All right, or you end up in a jump ball situation, or you step out of bounds or something, okay? Everything has to be towards the basket, okay? Everything you do, whether it's running, passing, whether you have the ball or not, everything you do should be getting you towards the basket and finding a way to get open, all right? Somewhere in here, okay? Not down into the corners, not back towards half court, okay? In here, okay? So we're going to work on getting open. As far as our defense goes, I don't think it was terrible. I mean, look, that team that we played, girls, I mean, you girls know, it was just about all their points, I think, were scored by those two twins. I assume they're sisters, but I think they scored, if not all their points, just about all their points. And considering how much taller they were than you girls, I think you did a pretty good job. And honestly, I think they could have scored a lot more points if you hadn't have played them. But the one thing on defense, again, and this is what I said in the last video, and I'm going to keep saying it, when we're playing in a zone like this, you have to stay in your zone. Still too many times I was seeing, the people that were supposed to be playing down low, cheating up to here. Like, so if whoever number 5 was supposed to be playing down near the basket, I end up seeing you like over here somewhere because they're coming down with the ball and you want to do this. Instead, this person should be covering and this person should be staying back. All right? Because what happens is this person comes up. Now all they do is they send a player right down behind here. All right? And then she's able, this person is able to sneak a pass right over your head, and it's an easy shot. And they did do that a few times. Didn't go in every time, but they tried it. All right? So you have to stay in your zones. We are going to work on man-to-man defense. We have to do it. They didn't make us do it yesterday because it was the first game. The referees may or may not make us do it, but I think we need to practice it because it can definitely help us out. It's a little bit tougher to do, but they can help us out. And the other thing is and we practiced this the first week, is remember ball you man, right? So if you're guarding, if you're this person, right? This is defense, all right? So let's say the X's are offense. So this person has the ball. So number 2 is covering this person really close. You're covering this X4, right? So this is you on defense. how do you position yourself, right? You don't want that pass to go from X1 to X4, so you put you here, you turn yourself sideways so you can see this person, so as she moves around, you can kind of move with her, okay? But you also need to keep an eye on where the ball is, okay? So it's ball, you, man. That's what that phrase means. So always keep yourself positioned so you can see the person you're covering, whether you're in a zone or you're doing man-to-man. If you're doing man-to-man, you know, and this person's moving around, that's fine. You're following them around. But if it's zone, whoever comes into your zone, you need to make sure you can see what they're doing, but always know where the ball is too. Never turn your back on the person you're covering, and never turn your back on the person with the ball. Okay? All right. So let's talk briefly about screening, or picks, or screening. So setting a pick or setting a screen. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to play this video just for a second. This is a training video. With this guy is teaching coaches that coach kids, and I just wanted to show you. This is that pass, cut, and replace, basically that we were doing. So I'm just going to show this just for a minute. So just watch this, and this is what I'm talking about with offense. That instead of just standing there asking for the ball, you got to go do something, right? You got to get open. You got to make a move. You got to move around under the basket. You got to go find a spot where there's no defense, right? And that's the whole object. Instead of standing there in one spot calling for the ball, it's too easy for the defense to stand there and just guard you.
The top, yeah. Okay, now you replace Kate. Oop, now you play up. Yep, so you're just replacing.
I'm replacing who I pass to, or the open?
No. You're just staying. When you catch the pass, you stay. All right, now if she passes to Dana, what do you do, Kate? You cut to the basket. Look. All right, now you replace her. Now you replace her. So now you cut. Looking for the ball. Cuts up. So this is passing, cutting, and then going away, as I like to say. So you're over here. Good. Cut. She cuts. Good. Now you place her. Excellent. Pass it back to Kara. All right, now, this is basic cut and go away. Going away meaning you're ending up away from where you threw the pass. The other way you could do this, and I'll take your spot for a minute, is I can pass to Kara, look for the ball. She's not going to throw it. Cut. Whoop. Fake. Get back there. There you go. Good. Dribble up. All right, Kara. There we go, Coach. We got to get her coaching.
Okay, so that's basically the only reason why I showed you that is just that you have to move, right? If you make a pass, you should be cutting towards the basket. That's what I was just saying over here, right? You got to, make a move, make a pass, cut to the basket, cut through, go find an open spot. Just keep moving, right? If you're all just standing there, if the ones in the circles are the offense, right, and you're all just standing here, number 2 comes down with the ball, right, and you have all these defenders here covering you, right? Well, and you're sitting there calling for the ball from number 2, well, you're not open, right? You got to do something. You got to do something to get away from your defender, okay? So now we're going to talk about screening a little bit here. All right?
One more here. All right. Okay, you can replace me, Dana.
Hold on, let me just pause this for a second. All right, so let's talk about screening. The screens are a way, and we're going to practice this week. Screens are a way to free up one of your teammates. If you imagine that, again, let's say this X3 was covering X1, right? I mean, the one in the circle, right? Well, you can come over and set a screen on this person to allow this person to get away just for a minute, okay? And basically, let's just see how they do this.
For Kate. All right, now, Kate, hold up. Now, she's setting a pick, and you're going to dribble off. You're going to dribble off her pick. All right. Yep. Left hand. Oh, good.
Okay. So what you do is you set a screen. You set a screen on the defender, not on your teammate. So whoever's covering. So let's go back to this, okay? Because I know it might sound a little confusing. Let's say number 2 has the ball, okay? Number 2 has the ball. Okay, he's got a defender that's over here. So number 2 is either dribbling right now or just got a pass and hasn't dribbled yet. But you got a defender standing right on top of her. So number 1, one of your teammates can come over and set what they call a screen or a pick. And basically all this is you come up basically right on top of the defender, and you just stand there. You cannot move your feet. You have to, and this happens in like a matter of a couple of seconds. Okay, a screen only lasts for a couple of seconds. So you come over, and all it does is just basically blocks the defender just for a couple of seconds, so number 2 can get away. All right. So you come over and you set the screen. You stand there. You know, you can't move your feet on the screen. All right, right on top, and then the person with the ball is going to go basically rub shoulders with you, okay, and she's going to dribble right off away from the defender and towards the basket or wherever they're going to go, okay? And that's basically all it is, okay? Now, you can cover with the person that has the ball, or you can set a screen for somebody that doesn't have the ball and let them free themselves up. But let's just keep for now for the person with the ball, all right? So now, number 2 is coming down. She's got the ball. She's got the ball. She's got the ball. Okay. This X3 is basically going to be the person covering her. Okay. All right. So it has to be a little bit of timing here too, because as she comes down, she can't pick up her dribble. Right. If she picks up her dribble, she can't dribble anymore. So as she's coming down, all right, if she is going to come right to this person, then she needs to make sure she keeps dribbling. Right. But ideally, she wants to come down. All of a sudden, this person's going to come over here as they see her coming, set the pick, and then she can just roll right off to the basket or wherever. Okay? Worst comes to worst, again, if she comes down and she gets right on top of the person, as long as she's still dribbling, then one can come set the screen then, and then she rolls off of her away from the defender. Okay? Now, you can set a screen for anybody. Okay? Let's say number 2 has the ball, okay, and your teammate number 3 is over here being guarded by this person, right? Your teammate is over here. Well, your other teammate can come set a screen right here on this defender. This person can come off, go around her, come off, and then number 2 can catch a pass, can throw a pass right to her as she comes around, all right? So you can set a screen for the person with the ball, or you can set a screen for someone that doesn't have the ball and helps them get free. Okay? So you can just come down here and just set a screen. You could go, this person here could go set a screen on this defender, all right, and allow this person to run off. Okay? All right? And that you can be, so like I said, you can be setting screens literally anywhere on the court. Okay, you can set it for the person that has the ball, or you can set it for somebody who does not have the ball and help them get open. All right, so that's how you get open. Not standing there in one spot saying, pass me the ball, pass me the ball, pass me the ball, with your hands up yelling at your teammate, and you're not open. Okay, can't do that. So we're going to work on setting screens. Okay, here's the other thing that we're going to work on this week. And I saw this about 100 times yesterday. So here comes Sophia, or whoever's bringing the ball up, okay? And again, let's put aside the screens for a moment, because if you set screens, that would help solve a lot of this. But let's say even if you didn't do the screen. As Sophia is coming up with the ball, or whoever it is, whether it's Sophia, Tegan, Trinity, I don't care who it is, any of you guys, you're coming up with the ball, you cannot dribble right into the defense, okay? Whether they've got one defender or 2 defenders standing here, you can't just dribble, boom, right into these 2, and then they're on you and you're trapped. This happened almost every time we brought the ball up. You have to be able to be looking up court and know what's going on. So here's what we should be doing. Let's just use one defender. So you got a defender waiting here for our ball handler. So she's coming up, boom, 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 boom. All right, before she gets here, something has to happen. A pass needs to happen. So, but who is she going to get open? Well, one of these, maybe perhaps number 4 or number 5, as they see her coming, you can drop right over here near the free throw line, somewhere in here, just cut out, get away from your defender just for a second, and then she can pass you the ball as you come around. Okay? Right? But it has to happen before she hits this defender. It's too late when you're here. So she's dribbling, coming up the court. She gets maybe, a few feet from her defender. All right? Number 5 or number 4 or whoever, all of a sudden, drops into the paint or drops up near the free throw line. She makes a nice little pass over the top. Okay? Assuming that there's not a bunch of defenders standing here, obviously you don't want to do that. But if she's open and she makes a quick move and times it just right, all right, then you can hit her right here, and then she's got probably a free lane to the basket. But the key to this is this has to happen before you get to the defense. So we're going to practice these getting the ball out earlier, okay? And you can also use a screen here too, right? So if number 5 wants to come over and take this pass or try to get this, number 4 can come over, like if 3 is guarding, number 4 can come over, set a screen on number 3, right? And then 5 comes around, and then here comes the pass from the point guard. All right? You can see it takes a little bit of timing. You have to time it right. All right? But that's the key. We need to make sure that we're getting away from these defenders and making some good passes and some good moves before we get into trouble. All right? But we need to make sure we're not just throwing the ball up in the air and hoping that somebody catches it from our team. But setting screens is a way to do it, and just timing it so that as the point guard comes up, you can free yourself up into the middle, and then it's up to the point guard to be looking up and to make that pass. Okay? It shouldn't be up to the point guard to make everything happen. You have to help her out, okay, and find somewhere open so she can go to you. All right? And look, if you're moving around, the defenders are going to be chasing these people because they're going to be worried about you getting a pass in the middle, right? Well, that might open up the middle for her just to go straight in, okay? All of a sudden there's an opening here, then boom, she can jump straight through. So whether she makes a pass to somebody that opens up or you pull away the defenders and then you open up the middle, she can go to the basket. But either way, moving around is the key, right? Go set screens for each other, right? Set a screen on this X1, right? And then 1 can come off, okay? There's a defender over here, right? 3 can come set a screen on this person. 4 can come off, right? Anything like that. There's no wrong place or wrong time to do a screen, okay? It helps free people up. And you're saying, well, if I go set all the screens, then I'm never going to get the pass because that's just going to free up the person and they're going to get the pass, right? That's actually not true, all right? Because let me just show you this last thing, okay? Suppose X1's guarding 3. You come over, set a screen, okay? 3 comes off, heads to the basket. X comes off and starts chasing after 3, right? Starts chasing after 3. Who's open now? You are. You just set the screen and you're the open person because the defender ran off after 3 towards the basket. Now you're open, okay? So, because I would get that question a lot, well, coach, if I set the screen, that means I'm never going to get the ball because my teammate's going to get the pass because she's the one running to the basket. That's not always the case. If the defender gets nervous and starts chasing 3 from behind, and leaves you standing there by yourself, guess what? You're the open person, and maybe you get the pass. All right? So we're going to work on setting screens and getting open. That's going to be the biggest thing. And then defense, we just need to work on staying in our zones and protecting this middle area. Don't let anybody get down low. Let them take all their shots from the outside, and if we can just get better with that, we'll be fine on defense. All right, so that's it. I'll see everybody Monday, and I hope you have a good rest of the weekend.